Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Bayou Sugar Garden. Ooh, and I look so grayish. I guess I have to get to my light. Let me get to my light because I look so black and white. Oh, okay. Let me get to my light because I look pale. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Bayou Sugar Garden. I am Bayou Sugar, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome in. Oh, now I look too bright. If not, welcome back. Let me fix this. That look a little bit better. Okay, while you guys are in here, make sure you are hitting that like button, sharing out the live. Make sure you are tapping that screen. Make sure you are doing all the things that you know you need to do. I'm trying to get this light right, so I don't want it too much in my face, but at the same time, I don't want it. Yeah, that's in my face. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on to get some of that light out of my face because it's like right here. And too much light for me is a problem. But I thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for joining me. If you are catching a replay, I appreciate you. Make sure you leave me a comment so that I can know that you've been here. One time for those catching the replay. And if you're in the bushes, one time for those who are in the bushes. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. And for those who are I'm on, let me pull up my Facebook so that I can see y'all comments as well. And I'm going to speak to each and every one of y'all because my mama did teach me how to use my good manners to speak to people when you enter a room. So that I will do. Let me get to my page and all right, so I see everybody here. So over there on TikTok, hold up, let me ask. Oh, thank you so much. So blessed. Welcome in. So blessed over there on the TikTok. One time for so blessed. Thank you for the likes over there. I appreciate it. Just see. For those of you who are live in the chat for me over here on the YouTube, we got my Renaissance Grandma. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for my Renaissance Grandmother. We got Dunzel Cooper. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. One time for Dunzel. Let me see. I want to have this stuff on. Oh, there you go. There we go. Y'all see hear my stuff in the background. My TikTok people, y'all will hear them because I have on here where I can't actually pay attention to all three chats at one time. So I have it set to where I can hear my TikTok people, whatever they do. And y'all will hear them too. Y'all hear them. All right, so Dunzel, thank you for being here. And I did Dunzel. So next we got See You Live 3 days. Yeah, I'm trying to get some hours in over here, especially for my TikTok because I have to go live a certain amount of days, 12 at least 12 days out the month and get 25 hours. as part of my requirement for the agency that I'm in. And so I try to do that. It's easier for me to go live on weekends because I'm not working and I don't have a lot going on. So I try to get those done over the weekend because when my week start and I'm working 16-hour days, the last thing I'm thinking about is going live because I'm trying to get my sleep in so I could be up when I'm at work. So it's no time. If I got 24 hours in a day, it's no time to go live if I am working 16. That leaves me with only a couple of hours to eat, sleep. That's it. Ain't no live. Ain't no live during the weeks. So I thank y'all for being here. So that's why y'all see me live a lot this weekend. Just gifted, welcome in, Miss Sonia. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Miss Linda, welcome in. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I enjoyed your live earlier. You say she eating and listening. I enjoyed your live earlier. I always enjoy your lives. Let's see. And let me see if I got anybody here over here on Facebook. Hey, Miss Linda over. I got two Lindas in my chat. The Linda that's over there on Facebook, I call her Momo. So hey, Momo, welcome in. One time for Momo over there on Facebook. So y'all, we gonna go ahead and get started. I initially wanted to just go live with just thank you for the like, so blessed. I appreciate you. I just wanted to go live originally with just Facebook. Oh, thank y'all. 1K likes over there on the TikTok. Like I was saying, I really originally was gonna go only going to go live with Facebook and TikTok because I feel like my YouTube audience is more advanced. So you're welcome, Miss Linda, anytime, anytime. My YouTube audience, I have y'all are my babies, my beginning babies. I want to say, and I say babies because y'all was here with me when I started my health series. So y'all got all the information already. And so I was like, I don't want to go live on YouTube because they already heard most of this information before, but everybody haven't heard it. And that's what I was like, well, let's go ahead and go live with all three of them because everybody ain't heard it. And then every time you say something, even though you repeat it over, like with me, when I hear something over again, you hear something different every time you hear it. So, and plus with this information, um, it's going to be need to be said several times before the light. Yes, it is. It's good for new subscribers. You are right. And repeating the information, like for me, every time I hear it, I hear something different. And it's going to take a while for people to start making a change. So I have to keep repeating the information, keep sharing it in a different way because everybody learns different. And so that's why I just went ahead and decided to go live with all three platforms. But tonight, we are just going to really be open dialogue talking about all various diseases. It doesn't matter what kind of disease we talk about, all of them fit the same path to reversing it. And that's what I want to focus on now, tonight, and then maybe later on in the month, we can break down and go category or disease by disease or body system by body system and dig a little deeper in it. But tonight is just going to be a general talk. And what I want to show you is it doesn't matter what disease it is. If we just pay attention to what we're putting into our body, whether you're putting into your body through your mouth, through your skin, through your eyes, through your nose, through your ears, um, through your private areas. It doesn't matter. These things that we have been talking about will reverse it no matter what it is, right? And so I want everybody to really pay attention to that and really know that. Thank you for the likes over there on Facebook. I appreciate it. I want everybody to know that. And I want everybody to know that because everybody deserves to live a healthy life. And if you really look at it, we're not giving that freedom. The powers that be are taking that away from us. It's not we're not given that choice. We're not allowed to make that choice. They're making the choice for us, and that's not right. And so it's making us having we're having to take extra steps to secure a healthy life. And that shouldn't be. If I'm spending my money on something and I'm expecting it to be one thing, that's what it should be instead of it you lying to me and it's being something else. And so that's essentially what's happening. We're being lied to, we're being misled, being told half truths about things, and then we're being blamed for the reactions or the diseases that it's causing when it's more than 50% of the other people's fault. Now we have to take some accountability for it, right? Because even after we know some things, hey, Gardening with Jared, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Gardening with Jared over there on the TikTok. We have to take accountability on our own. Some of us, even after we know and find out that we're being lied to, we still gonna make the wrong choice. That's that. But some of us who are given the right information will make the correct choice or make the better choice, I would say. And then some of us just don't even want to know. So when you don't want to know, that's on you, right? You have to take accountability for that. When you're not even trying to research and find out the information, then that's where you have to take accountability for. What's up, Gardner 99? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And for those of us who are doing the research and who are taking the extra steps to find out, we're still being taken advantage of because, you know, they lie to you and they tell you one thing and they lie to you in your face, tell you one thing when it's another. Um, with that being said, let's talk specifically with products in the store. When you go grocery shopping and you read a label, hey, Homesteader Rachel, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. That's my art. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you one time for That's My Art. Gardner 99 says inflammation is a fundamental biological process that can cause many different diseases. Exactly. And that is the main focus of our conversation tonight. Hey, baby girl, how are you? I am doing good, Miss Linda. How are you doing over there on Facebook? I am doing well. I hope you all are too. Hey, Cece, welcome in. Thank you for being here. That is what Gardner 99 says. That is the bottom line. The focus of this conversation, guys, is so that you guys can see no matter what disease it is, no matter what label is put on it, it's about bottom line. You have inflammation in your body that you need to get rid of in order to get rid of that disease. Welcome in, Cousin Angela. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So, like I was saying, with if you take for instance something as simple as acne, right? Let me pull it up so that y'all won't be taking just my word for it. And let me just say before I go any further, I am not your doctor. I am a medical professional. And any information that we discuss or I give out in this live is for informational and educational purposes only. I encourage you to do your own research, consult your own healthcare provider before you make any changes to your diet or lifestyle. Okay. Um, let's see. So I'm gonna pull up the definition of acne, and we're gonna look at that. And you will notice, no matter what definition that we pull up, these things are caused by a buildup or inflammation of some part of your body, right? And once you get that taken care of, you'll be okay. All right, let me share my screen with y'all. And I'm just doing a Google search. I'm not doing nothing uh, out of the ordinary. Let me see. Hey, my family. That's Jay over there, over there. Welcome in, Jay. Thank you for the gifts, Jay. I appreciate it. That's CTX third over there on the tickety talk. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and welcome in. Let's see, let me get back to my screen and give a one time for how's my girl April doing. I hope y'all are doing fine over there. One time for y'all. Here on my screen. Like I was saying, I'm just gonna do a Google search. Not doing nothing spectacular or whatever. So you could do the same thing that I'm about to do with any disease, and you'll find out that all of them is just inflammation. So I'm on Google, and all I did was just typed in acne, right? And it's gonna pull up. He say, "We chilling, family. Thank you." No problem, no problem. Thank y'all. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. So this ain't nothing spectacular. I just put in acne, as you can see on the Google search. And let me transition it over, make it bigger so y'all can see. And it brought up the definition of acne, right? And let me make this a little bigger in case some of y'all ain't got y'all other eyes on so you can see. So it says acne is a skin condition that causes pimples, blackheads, whiteheads, and cysts. It is caused by a combination of factors, including increased oil production, clogged pores, bacteria, and bam, inflammation. That's what we're going to look at. So it's inflammation. The body's immune system responds to the bacteria by sending white blood cells to the affected area, which causes redness, swelling, and pain. You see that? Acne is no more than what? Inflammation. So that's one. Why don't you guys do me a favor and put some diseases? Did I speak to you, CC? I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, one time for CC's Texas Garden, my dog, my dog. I don't remember doing that, but I know I spoke to Angela. So you guys throw me some diseases in the chat, and we're gonna go through them And look, no matter what it is, no matter how small or whatever, we're going to go through it and show you that everything leads back to inflammation. Gardner 99 says, is processed food a major contributor to diseases? Definitely yes, because in the processed foods, the ingredients that are in the processed foods causes inflammation. He says processed and ultra processed foods are a major contributor to many chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease. For those of you, that's another name for like hypertension or coronary artery disease, anything that has to do with the heart, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and obesity. Thank you so much for that information, Gardner 99. So I'm looking. So we're gonna take the next one that comes up. I see CC put cellulitis in there. So just a tip for you guys. Anything that ends in itis, itis is uh, a suffix that off the back tells you it means inflammation. Any word that you have that ends in itis, it means inflammation. And I'm gonna show you that so you won't think that I'm just saying something. Maybe I gotta put suffix itis meaning. So that's right. That's just a regular Google search. It says the suffix itis means inflammation of a specific part of the body. Okay. So we're going to look at cellulitis. So we know that cellulitis already is an inflammation, but what part of inflammation, what part of the body it is causing inflammation for? So the rest of the word tells you cell. So cellulitis is a common bacterial infection in the skin and underlying tissues, right? It says it could be painful. And there you go in the symptoms, redness and swelling of the affected area that is basically inflammation. When you have redness and swelling, then that's when you end up with pain or whatever. So cellulitis just basically means that the cells in that particular area are becoming inflamed and swollen. I have a couple of patients that I deal with on a daily basis that deal with cellulitis, and they mostly present in their legs for older people. And what happens is their skin in their legs swell up with fluid, and so much so when it's an excess of fluid, they start to develop blisters, right? And those blisters are filled with sometimes pus or just fluid, and they pop open, and it could be a bad thing for somebody that has already inflammation because of diabetes, because we know that people with diabetes, they have a slow healing process, right? So you got a person with cellulitis and the blisters bust open. That means your skin is open to air, open to um, microorganisms to come in there and infect it and do what they want to do. And it's hard for your body to send out the response team to that area. And when it does send it there, it takes a long time for it to heal. So that's why people who have cellulitis combined with other diseases that slows down their healing process, it's really worse for them because they can't heal like they're supposed to as rapidly as they're supposed to. So cellulitis is just inflammation. All right, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. He said, wow, itis. Yep, wow, itis. I had that before. It was horrible. It definitely is horrible, painful, and uncomfortable. Hold on, y'all. Let me get a sip of water. Definitely is that. So let's take another one. And we're just going through showing y'all that it doesn't matter what it is. Let's take something like hypertension, right? So it just when I put it in, it says if you have hypertension, high blood pressure, that's the force of the blood pushing against the artery walls is consistently high. The heart has to work harder to pump, right? So let's get a little bit more in depth with it so that you guys can see how the inflammation is caused, right? So with hypertension, um, I'm trying to find a good way to that tells you about the inflammation and things. Okay, so right here it says hypertension, also known as high blood pressure. Um, Symptoms and causes. If your blood pressure is extremely high, you may have symptoms like changes in your mental function, meaning like you might have brain fog, it might be hard for you to think, you might have chest pain, dizziness, edema, which is swelling. That's itis, that's inflammation right there. Heart palpitations, you pee less than usual, have seizures, severe headaches, blah, 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 all of that. But you see, that's the swelling right there with the hypertension because you get this fluid build up in your heart, which which is causing the swelling. Also, with hypertension, you can have, if you are working a muscle a lot, overworking your muscle a lot, that muscle becomes inflamed from being overworked, right? And then that's when you have people with enlarged hearts. Um, I think the word is myocarditis. I'm gonna go back so you guys can see that. But that's inflammation. That's a side effect of having hypertension. Okay. And then you know the word ends in itis, so you know that's inflammation. So myo means heart, myo means muscle, cardio means heart, itis means inflammation. So inflammation of the heart muscle, you can see it right here on the screen. This is a condition that is caused from having high blood pressure because when you have high blood pressure, you have fluid, and excess fluid causes your blood vessels to have to work even harder, causes those muscles of your heart to have to work even harder, and because they're working so hard that they become inflamed, they become swollen, right? And so you end up with an enlarged heart. It's telling you here it is caused by many various factors, including but not limited to viral infections, bacterial infections, autoimmune disorders, and certain conditions. And there's a list of some, but not all, things that can cause you to have um, enlarged heart muscles, right? Let's look at, let's see, we're going to look at diabetes next. He said term cellulitis is a serious bacterial infection, whereas cellulite is a harmless aesthetic condition related to fat cells. Obesity can increase the risk of the conditions, but through very different mechanisms. Oh, yeah. So he's telling you that cellulite and cellulitis, cellulite is just the name of the actual fact, but cellulitis is the name of the condition. So that's the difference. everybody has cellulite somewhere. You have cellulite fat pockets, deposits over your leg. But when those things become inflamed, then that's where it becomes inflamed cellulitis. Inflamed cellulite, hence the name cellulitis, right? So 99 was making sure you guys know the difference from that. If you have cellulite, you're fine. Having cellulite is not it's not a disease. That is something that a component that you have or an ingredient in your body, right? But if it becomes inflamed, then the condition is called cellulitis. All right. So let's look at diabetes because a lot of us are familiar with that. And again, y'all, I'm just showing you that no matter what the disease is, the common cause of it is inflammation, right? No matter what it is, it doesn't matter. Once you get that inflammation under control, the disease goes away. So, diabetes is a chronic condition that affects the body, affects how the body uses glucose, which is sugar, for energy. When blood levels, I can't even talk. When glucose levels in the blood are too high, it can lead to health problems such as heart disease, stroke, kidney failure, and blindness. Y'all see how one disease leads to another or causes another? They all combine. So let me find a explanation that tells you about the inflammation, how diabetes causes inflammation. Let me just put diabetes inflammation. All right. Inflammation and diabetes. Inflammation is a chronic condition that plays a significant role in the development and the progression of diabetes. How inflammation contributes to diabetes, you see it here. It says inflammation can make cells less responsive to insulin, leading to high blood sugar levels. So basically, when you have diabetes and you have diabetes because there is inflammation somewhere in your body, and that inflammation is sending a signal to your brain or other brain systems, giving it a false signal, letting it know that you've had enough or you're full. So then when that organ is crying out for help and asking for a certain hormone, your brain or is ignoring the cry for help because of the inflammation. It's saying, I hear you talking to me, but I see this inflammation that's saying that you're full. So when it sends the help that it needs, sometimes it sends too much help. And sometimes when it sends the help, the organ cannot get the help or get the help that is being sent because of the inflammation is in the way. It also confuses the organ sometimes to where the organ is full and thinks that it has everything that it needs to where it rejects the help. So in essence, the inflammation is causing you to have high levels of hormones, and that's what causes you to have the diabetes. If you get rid of the inflammation, then the organ can respond to the help. The brain and the other body systems can function properly because they'll get the correct signals. They'll know how to respond to them correctly, and the disease goes away. Inflammation. Bottom line, it's just inflammation. Let's try something else. Let's do migraines. I told you it doesn't matter. Migraine. So we're going to see what is a migraine. Okay, what is a migraine? Excuse me. A migraine is a headache that can cause intense throbbing or pulsing feeling, usually on one side of the head. It often happens with nausea, vomiting, and extreme sensitivity to light and sound. Migraines attack can last for hours to days, and the pain can be so bad that it interferes with your daily activities. So let's go back and do what we did for diabetes. We typed in migraines and inflammation, right? Migraines are, oh, well, you already said what the definition of it, but I'll read it again. Or a type of headache characterized by intense throbbing pain that can last for hours or even days. Inflammation plays a crucial role in the development and progression of migraines. So the mechanism or how it happens or how inflammation plays a part in migraines is during a migraine attack, cells in the brain and surrounding tissues release inflammatory mediators such as prostaglandins, cytokines, and neurotransmitters. Excuse me. So, migraines release inflammatory agents to cause inflammation. So, that's how inflammation affects is related to migraine. Inflammation is thought to be responsible for many symptoms associated with migraines, including throbbing, nausea, vomiting, sensitivity to light, and the aura, which is a visual disturbance before the headache. So I really would like, let me go back to this video that they showed at the Mayo Clinic, which you can actually see what a migraine looks like in your blood vessels. So let's see if they're going to show. No, I don't want to hear them talking. I'm going to get a YouTube video and show y'all what it looks like to have a migraine. Because sometimes visual things are better than me talking. All right, so I think this will help. So we're going to look at this so you guys can see how the inflammation is actually causing the migraine. Here we go.
Migraine headache can last for hours or even days, but pain isn't the only symptom. Migraines can affect other parts of your body too. Scientists now believe migraines are caused by a wave of stimulation on the surface of the brain. During a migraine attack, the trigeminal nerve is also stimulated, releasing chemicals called neuropeptides and causing inflammation in the meninges, the membrane that covers the brain. One chemical called CGRP is thought to play a major role in worsening migraines and prolonging their effects. CGRP causes blood vessels to dilate and triggers additional inflammation, which results in pain and sensitivity. The trigeminal nerve also stimulates the thalamus, which reacts like the brain's relay station, sending messages to other parts of the body. The thalamus controls the body's sensitivity to light, sound, and movement. Auras can occur as a warning before the migraine strikes, triggering flashes of light or wavy, zigzag, and blurred vision. Auras may also cause tinnitus or ringing in your ears. Some people may even lose their ability to see or hear normally.
Okay, so at the beginning of this video, they showed y'all. Let me go back to this blood vessel. So let's just see how your head is. There's only so much space in your head where your brain is. And if stuff becomes inflamed, which is your body's response to a foreign substance or a problem. So this is what this video is saying. Your nervous system is received a signal saying that something is abnormal is going on, and its response is to cause things to become swollen or enlarged. So it causes things to become enlarged in your brain. Blood vessels. There isn't as much space in there left if things swell up, right? So hence when it swell up, that's why you have that pain. That's why you probably feel like there's water in your head. You hear with the ear pain because your ears is directly connected to that area. Some of us may have fluid in the ears for where it may try to drain some extra fluid from out of your brain area into the ear. But essentially, you have swelling in your head because these blood vessels have become inflamed, causing you, the blood vessels become inflamed, causing you to have pain and throbbing in the area. So, migraines is related to inflammation as well. So, Gardner 99 says, what's the best way to reverse any disease? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Hey, Jamie, and welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Gardner 99 says, eat an anti-inflammatory diet. Focus on whole foods such as fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, and limit red and processed meat. Welcome in, Howie, excuse me. Food Forest Pharmaculture, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. He says, drinking water as soon as you wake up helps earthlings. That is so true. I was watching a video, either last night or this morning with Dr. What is his name? Aureus Lennox from Jamaica. He was saying how, when we wake up or whenever you get up from your fast, get up and start your day, the first thing that you need to do before you start eating is drink you some liquid, whether it be water or coconut water or some type of fruit juices, because that helps with your body in its elimination stage. After fasting, you are in the process at that point of your body eliminating everything that it has gathered during the beginning of the fast. And so you need to assist it. While you don't need to, but the best way to break the fast is with those things. And that'll help eliminate everything that your body has pulled up to the surface to get rid of, so that you can go ahead and get rid of that waste, and that prepares your body to receive new nutrients and things in there. So great job, Howie. Thank you for reminding us of that. He says, cheers. Cheers to you. One crafty sister, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So, guys, remember that whether you're breaking your fast, everybody doesn't always break their fast in the morning. Whenever time you're breaking your fast, coming out of your fast, then you break it with water, and you can continue that with or coconut water. You can continue that with fruit juices, and then proceed to eating your regular diet. All right, so let's see what else we can do. Give me some more diseases, y'all. Let me go back to my Google search. And we're gonna do let's do arthritis. That's an easy one though, right? Because because we the itis gives it away, right? So right there it says arthritis is a group of conditions that can that cause inflammation and damage to the joints. Arthritis is inflammation of your joints. That's an easy one, right? I'm gonna go through a few more and let's do lupus. Excuse me. Okay, lupus, also known as systemic lupus. Now I can't say this. Erythematosus. It is a chronic autoimmune disease where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks its own healthy tissues and organs. So, in the process of it attacking, one of the body's defense mechanisms for attacking something is inflammation. So, it's sending out things to attack something that's called inflammation, right? So here it is. The symptoms for lupus can vary and may come and go. It includes fatigue, joint pain. There's your swelling for your inflammation, rashes, the butterfly stuff on the face, fever, heart inflammation, blam. That I mean, it's a plethora of things because it's lupus. It affects different body systems. So even lupus is inflammation, which means it can be reversed if you get rid of the inflammation. Let's do HIV. I was going to say AIDS, but AIDS is a general label. A lot of things go under AIDS. Lupus goes under AIDS. HIV goes under AIDS. Any autoimmune disease goes under AIDS. So, a type of autoimmune disease is HIV, right? Now, Google says there is currently no effective cure. Once people get HIV, they have it for life, but proper medical care can control the virus. Hmm, let's see. HIV and inflammation. The last one we're going to do is cancer. I'm just going to do the general label cancer just so we can get an idea. So, what is HIV? HIV is an infection is characterized by chronic inflammation, which contributes to the progression of the disease and associated complication. Key word is what? Inflammation, which can be reversed. We're going to do cancer. Cancer. Definition of cancer is a group of diseases characterized by uncontrolled. I hold up. I glazed over that, y'all. The HIV, but I just want to make sure y'all know that it says inflammation. The inflammation can be reversed. Hence, I was saying that it can be CURED. Cancer is a group of diseases characterized by uncontrolled cell growth and the ability to invade and spread to other parts of the body. Let's do cancer and inflammation. Does cancer cause inflammation of the body? Research today considers inflammation as a hallmark symptom of cancer. Up to 20% of cancer related deaths linked to the process. Inflammation is often a doubled edged sword. On the hand, it's the body's protective. Remember, I said that's the body's response. It's the body's protective response to help heal injury and infection. So this statement is saying it's kind of a hurt and a plus and a minus because your body often responds to that cancer, which it considers it a foreign object. It responds to that foreign object with inflammation, but at the same time, that inflammation can be detrimental to you. Okay, so now that we have went through a few diseases, and you guys can see that no matter what it is, it links to inflammation. Look, he presented another one, dementia. How to get rid of dementia. Let's look at that. Dementia and inflammation. Because I want y'all to see this. Let's see. How to get rid of dementia. Did I speak to one crafty sister? I don't remember, y'all. Sometime I just, yeah. He said, what about erectile dysfunction? Definitely, definitely. I'll look up that. Hey, David, welcome in. David Cole with the clock. Bus driver for the Sugar Shack. What's up, Kenneth? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Donzel, did I speak to you? Y'all, it's I'm getting tired. One time for Donzel. I did, yeah, I did speak to Donzel. Now I remember. I spoke to Donzel at the beginning of the show. I remember speaking to you. Let's see. Anybody else I missed? No. So I'm gonna put up what Gardner 99 said because I got dementia. I'm gonna look up that, but we're gonna look at erectile dysfunction as well. So dementia, and for the longest, look, I didn't even. For the longest, they were saying that there was no cure for dementia, but now you will start hearing more and more there's a cure for dementia. It says inflammation plays a significant role in the risk, progression, and symptoms of dementia, aka Alzheimer's disease, through the mechanisms like systemic inflammation affecting the blood brain barrier, chronic neuroinflammation damaging brain cells, and an association between the pro inflammatory diet and higher dementia risk. So let's see if they break it down. So inflammation in the body can disrupt the blood-brain barrier, leading to increased levels of inflammatory molecules and toxins entering the brain and promoting neuroinflammation. So basically what they're saying is inflammation, dementia in your brain is caused because there's inflammation in your brain, and your body's defense mechanism, as we have said before, recognizes something for some foreign object. So its reaction to that foreign object is to send out help, and that help causes inflammation. Um, and that inflammation or that help allows some parts of some I want to use some molecules or what's the word that they use? Some molecules or toxins crosses from just being part of just fluid around your brain to where it can cross and actually get into your actual brain tissue. And that's what causes people to have problems with memory loss, large memory loss, short term and long term. And so, because of this inflammation and because of these molecules are being released as a result of from inflammation, you have the Alzheimer's. But if we can stop the inflammation and stop that, then you can reverse the Alzheimer's. So it is caused by an inflammatory response. That's what dementia is. It's an inflammatory response. So we will do erectile dysfunction and inflammation. I spelled that wrong. Okay, so y'all can see this on my screen. Let me take down 99. I'm seeing now. He said, yes, you did speak to me. She said, I came in early and had to go. I will watch the replay because I'm interested in this. Okay, thank you, cousin. I appreciate you. So, erectile dysfunction. Inflammation is a complex biological process that plays a role in various health conditions, including erectile dysfunction. How does inflammation contribute to erectile dysfunction? Chronic inflammation can damage blood vessels and nerves in the penis, leading to reduced blood flow to the penis, impaired nerve function, and damage to the erectile tissue. So it's saying because it causes, because the body is doing this thing, responding to a foreign substance, and it's causing inflammation, you're being swollen or you're getting more blood to that area for prolonged periods of time, and it's so much, it's in excess that it damages the blood vessels. Some of them become popped, some of them loses their function, and also the nerves. And so that's how you end up with those pathways that allows you to get that erection being damaged. Okay, but it's all because of inflammation. If you reduce the inflammation, those blood vessels that haven't been damaged can regain their functions, and it's possible that the ones that have been damaged, they can regenerate different pathways, and that um, process can be restored. Okay, simple as that. So, y'all, we went through a plethora of things that can. He said, that's not good, right? It's not good at all. So we went through a plethora of different diseases, and I've shared with you how all of these diseases are related to inflammation. So with that being said, how do we get rid of this inflammation so that we won't have these problems and we won't have these diseases? Well, you have to pay attention to what you are putting in your body, right? David's saying it right here. Your body is a self healer if taking the right herbs and foods. Exactly. Your body knows how to heal itself. We just have to keep doing our part and make sure we're not putting things in there to harm this self healing machine. So, what you have to do is leave the processed food alone, decrease on your intake of sugars, heavy metals and plastics. What that means is the processed foods, go check those labels, see if it has added sugars, if it has any other ingredients outside of what the product is supposed to be. Leave it alone. Look for words like natural flavors, um, because that is not, just because it says it has natural flavors, that doesn't mean that that flavor naturally came from that fruit. We did a teaching on that a while ago. Natural flavors just mean that the idea came from the natural fruit, but that doesn't mean that, or the natural product, but that doesn't mean that that product is containing just natural. No, it just means that the idea just came from it. So check your labels. You want to pay attention to what you're cooking in these pots, these pans, these forks, and everything. Some of them have PFAS and other heavy metals in it. It just not foods that you're eating, vitamins and things that you're taking. These capsules that you're taking are encapsulated in plastic. Why are you taking these? Why do you need that plastic around there? Right? You don't. If you want to take a multivitamin, you can go and grow you some moringa. It has everything in it that you need it. All you got to do is go pick the leaves up off the tree and eat it. You don't need a plastic capsule for that. If you want to take it and make it into a powder and put it inside of a glass container so that you can have it so you can take it every day, by all means, do it that way. But cut down on the amount of plastics and heavy metals that we're intaking, not only by mouth, but pay attention to the clothes that you're wearing. These chemicals and things are in the clothes that we're wearing. Your skin is an organ and it intakes things and it excretes things. So whatever chemical is in your clothes, your skin can absorb it. Just like your skin absorbs sunlight, it can absorb chemicals in your clothing, right? Um, I'm going to try to be as tactful as I can with this part. How he says, don't eat sugar, don't eat processed foods. David says, leave sugars alone. Yep. Carbs are a form of sugars. Yep. You want to eat the ones that are good for you, meaning the complex carbs. You don't want to eat these simple ones. A balanced diet and regular exercise, says 99, are a key to a healthy lifestyle, working together to improve physical and mental well being. Definitely. Clean water as soon as you put your feet to the floor. Yep. They put atrazine in foods to target the sex organs. Wow. Yep. Howard says use wood, glass, or stainless steel. They got enough plastics in a human to make it fly. You're right, Howie. He said moringa is best if eaten every day, will change us. Yes. Apple is whole food. You definitely want to eat the apple. He said watermelon rind. David says watermelon rind. Get you some nuts in a shell is a whole food. Yes. Eggs in its own shell, and this is a whole food. Make sure that egg is coming from a chicken that was raised properly. Yes, I drink moringa tea before bed. It does help with inflammation. That's right. Watermelon rind is the best. Yes, guys. So they've given some great ideas of things that you can have to help reverse this inflammation or even stop inflammation. I appreciate y'all for y'all input. Uh, so what I was saying, I was trying to be tactful, things that we're putting in our bodies. Um, let's go to your unmentionable areas, your private areas. Ladies, somebody mentioned it yesterday where we're using these tampons and we're using these maxi pads and we're using these douches and these powders and these neti pots and all of that. Be careful with this stuff you are putting in your body. There's blood vessels down there. Things can, your skin will absorb it, okay? And it will get in your body, and then you wonder why you got an excess of yeast down there. It's smelling funny, you itching, and all of that. We putting powder down there, and we cutting hairs and trimming and waxing. What is in that wax that you putting down there on your skin? What is in those strips that you putting down there? And we waxing not only the uh private area, but we going back to the exit hole. We waxing that. So you got to be careful with these things. They contain chemicals, okay? Even the exit area, men and women, you putting things in there when you're being intimate. We using that plastic to provide a barrier, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? Using that plastic to provide a barrier. What is in that plastic that you're putting into your body? Okay? Pay attention. It is that serious, men and women. It is that serious, even to the point to where I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. When we're using toys for our extracurricular activities, be careful for what you're putting in your body. What these things are made of. What are they spraying on them to keep them waterproof and all these things in um, the batteries and things that goes inside of these things. You don't know what kind of ions and electrical charge that is putting out. We have to be careful in all aspects, right? We have to be careful. Let's see. David said, oh, wait, I forgot cayenne peppers. Yes, cayenne peppers is definitely good for inflammation. Have love and live a long time. You too, Howie. What's up, GT? Welcome in. GT grows it Alaska. Trying to be honest and make y'all aware because sometimes, we as humans, sometimes our mind is trained to be one sided and we think about one thing and don't think about the rest. So, I have to make sure I cover y'all in all aspects because some of us be out there, just having a good time and don't realize that sometimes having a good time, we just be focused on STDs and things like that. But it goes even further than that. If you can't just worry about the STD, you got to worry about what you can get from putting that plastic on you. I know you don't want to have any more children and things like that, but yeah, that's the purpose of you trying to find that one person so you can stick with that one person and hopefully they stick with you and y'all commit to each other and y'all don't be dipping out and so you won't have to be using that plastic and stuff no more and you'll be all right eliminating the microplastics in your body. So just wanted to let y'all know. He said, I love you. I love you too, 99. Each one teach one. Gotta let y'all know. Because I want y'all to be here a long time. And in us and with us being here a long time, we want it to be a happy life. We want you to be comfortable. We want you to be healthy. Things like that. Okay? So, with that being said, I told y'all to stop the sugar, the processed foods. Be careful what you're putting in your body. And let's move on to the fasting aspect of it, okay? This is where a lot of people shy away from um, changing your lifestyle, okay? Just look at it like this. We all have worked a job at some point in our life, right? And you, on that job, you already go into that job knowing that you're going to get a break at some point. Either you're going to get a 15-minute break, you're going to get a 30-minute break, you're going to get an hour break. But by law, they have to give you a break because your body needs a break. Physically, you just cannot work all day, every day without getting a break, right? Same thing with your body. You have to give your body a break. A break from what? From eating. When your body eats, when you intake something into your body, whether you're eating it, whether you're putting on lotions and stuff at night and spraying perfume and all of this kind of stuff, rubbing being gay and all these oils and stuff, you're causing your body to work. So when we lay down at night or whenever you lay down to rest, and that's the time where we give our body, supposed to be giving our body a break, it needs to be longer than 8 hours. Okay. It needs to be 12 to 16 hours to where you are giving your body a break. Okay. And that's from everything. Give your body a break. Okay. If you don't give it a break, then what's going to happen? It's going to take it on its own. Okay, and when it takes it on its own, you're gonna be laying flat on your back, and you're not gonna be able to move voluntarily. Okay, your body's gonna take a break involuntarily. Now, whether that will be a permanent break, or an acute break, or a short period break, I mean, you have the opportunity right now to where you could choose what kind of break that is. All right, whether you want it voluntarily or involuntarily. I'm pretty sure all of us would prefer a voluntary break. Right? Let me just let you have a break. So you go to sleep at night, you're giving your body a break from working, right? Or at least decreasing the amount of energy that it's using to break down things, right? So then when you get up that morning, whether you sleep 4 to 8 hours, it doesn't matter. When you're up, then your body is back at a different level of working. Because then when we up, we putting on clothes, we taking medicines, we using other systems and causing them to wake up. Because some of us wake up and shower, we using the soap and all of that, we putting on perfume and lotions and all of that to get through the day. So you woke up that system, but allow your digestive system to continue to rest. Okay, 12 to 16 hours a day, so that it can continue to bring those toxins up to the surface, right? So then when you intake this water or coconut water or the fruit juices, it'll just naturally come out and your body will be ready to process or intake the new nutrients for the day. Bam. That's it. That's all. Let's see. He says, give your organs a chance to break down all that foolishness that you've been consuming. Exactly. So I wanted to make sure that my Facebook and my TikTok people are aware of that. I'm pretty sure that we have talked about this several times on YouTube. And it's always good to get a refresher. So if you guys have any questions or comments at this time on either platform, please, please, please feel free to put them in the comments and we can go over them. I just want to make sure that I'm honing in and hammering in on the fact that no matter what disease you are facing, it can be reversed, because the bottom line is it is caused by some form of inflammation. And when you get rid of the inflammation, you get rid of the disease. Okay, now it's not going to happen overnight, but you will notice overnight. If you start changing, you will notice overnight the changes. Trust me, you will notice overnight the changes. All right, let's see. I wanted to do um, a one of the things that PCOS for the females. We talked about that before, but I'm gonna share this with y'all. Share my screen so that ladies can see this. But we're gonna do the PCOS because a lot of ladies suffer with that, and it's women that are being told that they have PCOS are being stripped of their dreams of being able to have children, right? Women are going to the doctor's office and they're telling them you have PCOS, so you'll never be able to have children. So you may as well start thinking about adopting or being a surrogate, or let's save your eggs and maybe somebody will carry the baby for you. No, 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 no. There is still hope for you. Okay? Look at my screen. PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome, is a hormonal disorder characterized by chronic low-grade inflammation. Now, what I disagree with on this definition is the chronic part. I agree with the low-grade inflammation. It is caused by inflammation in your system. But chronic means it's a long term thing. You never get rid of it. You're going to be suffering it for the rest of your life. Not true. I would say I would change that to acute, because if you get rid of the inflammation, then it will not be a problem anymore. You'll be able to have children. If you look at this definition, I mean, this explanation down here where it says PCOS is often accompanied by insulin resistance, where the body does not use insulin effectively. This can lead to increased production of inflammatory markers such as a C reactive protein, CPR. So, in essence, they're saying that PCOS is basically related that the cause of it is because your body is insulin resistant. If you go to the doctor and they test your insulin levels, not your glucose levels. If you get a diagnosis of PCOS, ask your doctor to check your insulin levels, okay? If they tell you that your insulin levels are high, ladies, please, please, please try this for me for at least 3 months until you go back to the doctor. Decrease your intake of sugar. Quit the sugar altogether if you have a diagnosis of PCOS. Quit the added sugars, okay? Watch how your body transforms in 3 months. And I guarantee you, when you go back to the doctor, that they'll tell you that your insulin levels are down, your PCOS is improved, and you'll be able to have children. I guarantee you. I've seen it before. It has happened before. I promise you. Please. She says moringa leaves are a detox. Moringa leaves, it can be considered a detox because it depends on what's going on in your body. But moringa leaves, it provides you with every nutrient that your body needs. And by you eating that, it allows your body to detox from things that doesn't need to be in your body. It allows your body to function as it needs to function. But it is essentially I would say a multivitamin. Saint oh oh Lord. Thank you, 99. Good night, Howie. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you for your input. Is that food birth control? Yeah, basically. Basically, if you can look at it that way, because it is causing inflammation in certain parts of your body system, causing sterilization in men and women. You can look at it that way. It could be. All right. It could be. So let me see if I had any questions on Facebook. Everybody's good. Nobody's on TikTok. Okay. So well, that's all that I have for y'all for tonight. Um, if you guys have any other questions or concerns at this time, please feel free to do so. I got about 7 more minutes before I get off this live. She says, so will Moringa help with inflammation? Yes, it definitely will, but it won't help with it alone. It only the Moringa is definitely like a supplement. What will help with your inflammation is if you're currently inflamed, if you stop eating or consuming the things that's causing the inflammation, right? That's what will stop the inflammation. The moringa will help prevent the inflammation, right? It will provide you with the nutrients, provide your body with the nutrients that it needs to prevent inflammation. And if you currently have inflammation, and you take in moringa, it will help you maintain, it will help your body get the nutrients that it needs to get rid of the inflammation. So taking moringa alone is not like a inflammation, it's not an inflammation directly treatment. It's not a treatment for inflammation, if that's what you're asking. But it would definitely help. David said dairy products. Let's see. I'm going to pull up the moringa. Uh-oh. Why did I lock my numbers? Moringa medicinal benefits. And I'll show you that. So you can see. So moringa offers potential benefits acting as an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory, and nutrient-rich food source that may help with diabetes management, lower cholesterol and blood pressure, protect the liver, and improve the bone health. All right. So it's not like something that you could take and it directly targets inflammation. Like you take, if you just take moringa all day every day and that's the only thing that you take, that will not get rid of the inflammation. What will get rid of it is what you're actually putting in your body. Stop the sugars, the added sugars, and do your fasting and decrease your daily intake of carbs. You want to do about 225 to 350 grams of carbs. That's decreasing your portions and decreasing the amount that you eat. Of course, if you're fasting 12 to 16 hours a day, it leaves you a small window to eat. And in that window, you technically you don't have time to cram in large meals unless you just really overeating. Get your two medium-sized meals within that window and a snack here and there and be done with it. Right? So in essence, moringa is a helper. It is not a end all to be all. It is just a helper to help your body when it is lacking certain things. Okay, see what it says about reduces inflammation. Moringa's anti-inflammatory properties can help with bone healing and may alleviate symptoms of the inflammatory conditions like arthritis. It helps, but it is not the thing that you take just to get rid of it, period. But it provides your body with what it needs to alleviate these things. Says, what if you don't know what's causing the inflammation? No problem. If you don't know what's causing it, but you know you got inflammation, you still follow the same steps. Get rid of the sugar altogether, okay? This is what I would advise you to do. Get rid of the sugar altogether. Try this for 3 months. Okay, get rid of the sugar altogether and fast. Do your fasting and decrease your carb counts. Get rid of the sugar. And when you're eating foods, pay attention to what you're eating, because sometimes your body doesn't, things that you eat, your body doesn't agree with. So I would introduce myself back to foods, in small increments to see if certain things is causing a reaction in my body. Because if you're eating a whole lot of different things at one time, then how can you eliminate or know what exactly is causing you a problem, right? So once you eliminate the sugar, then you know it's not the sugar that's causing you inflammation. Then you know it's probably one particular food that your body doesn't agree with, right? So then you narrow it down. So say 1 week I'll do my meat and my veggies. Then I know that is good. Then I'll start adding in a fruit here and there. And until I notice, okay, well, when I eat this, it causes me to have bloating. And when I eat this, it causes me to break out. So then you'll know you can shy away from that. Or when I eat this food, it causes me pain in my knees, things like that. It's just a process. Some of us have a process of elimination that we have to go through. But eliminating the sugar will alleviate at least 90% of the inflammation, no matter where it is, right? No matter where it is. David says, eat the whole tree of the moringa, okay? Even the seeds is edible. He says, edible plants with deep tap roots that are good for you include common vegetables like beets, carrots, parsnips, and radishes. Marina says, sorry, I fell asleep in class. I thought I heard somebody snoring. He said other beneficial plants with deep roots are alfalfa and comfrey, which are excellent for improving soil health by bringing nutrients to the surface and breaking up compacted soil. She says it sounds like you cannot do one thing or take a bunch of super foods. I wouldn't, because you don't need to. I mean, you cannot do one thing or take a bunch of superfoods. I wouldn't, because you don't need to, because some of them are repetitive. Some of these superfoods do the same thing as one does. So, like if I'm taking moringa and then and moringa is good for inflammation, why would I double that by taking cayenne as well? Unless the only way that I will double taking herbs is if I know one particular herb is specifically for one problem, right? But if I know that I'm taking moringa and it's good for inflammation in my bones, well, then if I take something else that is good for inflammation in my skin, then yes, I will do that. But if you're taking something that's just generally good for inflammation and then you're taking something else that's good, you're actually overdosing yourself. So make sure you do your research and know what particular thing or what particular disease or what particular symptom that these herbs are targeting, so you won't be overdosing and double taking medications, right? Because if you do that, it could void one. And sometimes if it doesn't void, then it causes you to have elevated levels. Say for instance, if somebody is telling you your vitamin D is low, and you go in there and you taking all of these different herbs that's supposed to help with your vitamin D, then you end up with excess of vitamin D, which can cause disease as well. So you have to make sure you're doing your research and taking what you're supposed to take and not double taking medication, so where you overdose, or you're not taking medication to where they cancel out each other and you're like, well, I'm taking this but it's not working. So David say that's why I'm so thin. I eat once a day, I know, but not 3 meals a day. I know, but not 3 meals. Yeah. But even though you eat once a day, some people that eat once a day, you can get all of the nutrients you need in that one meal. Or sometimes, like me, I can consider what I eat all throughout the day as one meal because I would take a meal and I wouldn't be able to eat it in one sitting. It'll take me 2 or 3 sittings to complete a meal, if you get what I'm saying. So that's my I end up eating one meal a day, but it takes me 6 to 8 hours to eat that meal because I'm sitting and eating it off that same meal 3 different times. But essentially it still adds up to one meal. So and then I don't do a lot of exercise. I don't do a lot of hard work outside or at my job to where I need to be eating large meals. So that's the meal that I eat, that one meal a day is enough, provides me with enough nutrients that I need to carry out my activities during out the day. She said, "Gotcha, thanks." All right, I'm glad I was able to help you. That's my art. Renaissance, you wanted Uncle Bammy, but you wasn't in the chat, just like me. What? She said, right, David, one meal a day. I said, okay. He said, I won, and I wasn't in there, so I couldn't win. I came in 30. Oh, man, what y'all lost? Since y'all was win, what did y'all lose? I missed it, too. He says, right, don't overdose. Don't overdose. My Renaissance, so I guess it wasn't meant. Yep. I'm trying to find meals that don't require meal all the time. What, David? What you mean? I'm trying to find meals that don't require meal all the time. Hydroponic systems. Yes, that is a good alternative for you guys who cannot grow in ground. Get your hydroponic system. Oh, that's what y'all won. Y'all missed out on winning the hydroponic system. Oh, my Renaissance said it was a hydroponic system. Y'all missed out on winning. Yep. My Renaissance one. It wasn't meant for her because she make her own. She make her own. So it was meant for somebody else to get one. Well, you guys, if I have answered all of your questions, girl, read that again. I said that said meal then meat. What? Let me go back. I'm trying to find meals that don't require they don't require meat at all. I'm like, meal at all? That don't require meat at all. Okay. I'm trying to find meals that don't require meat at all. My don't pay attention to my reading, GT. I need to go back to preschool. Go back to preschool. I need hooked on phonics sometime. Yeah, definitely. Um, I am done, y'all. If y'all had any other questions or concerns for me, um, put them in the chat and I will get to them. Otherwise, I thank you guys for joining me tonight. Tomorrow is Monday. For many of you, it's Meatless Monday. Make sure you adhere to that and get your water in. Um, Start this week off fresh. I would like to challenge each and every one of you. You can read. I would like to challenge each and every one of you, in addition to your meatless Mondays, to pay attention to your portions. Pay attention to how much sugar you're taking, so that we can get healthier. Okay. In the meantime, I will see you guys in these social media streets. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Have a great week. Have a great Monday. Good night, y'all.